He was the most famous Viking who ever lived, a farmer who became a king, a raider who besieged Paris and brought England to its knees. But was Ragnar Lothbrok real? The answer is more complex and more fascinating than you think. First, let's look at the legend. The story we know comes from the 13th century Icelandic sagas, and this Ragnar is a mythological hero. He's a dragon slayer. He got his famous nickname, Lothbrok, or Hairy Breeches, by fighting a giant serpent. To win his first wife, Thora, he wore special pants coated in tar and sand that protected him from the beast's venom. His other wives were just as famous, the shield maiden Lagertha and the sorceress Queen Aslog. The sagas also give us his legendary death. After being captured by his rival, King Ella of Northumbria, Ragnar is thrown into a pit of vipers. As he dies, he famously laughs and says, "How the young pigs would grunt if they knew what the old boar suffers." This is the epic legend. But is any of it true? This is where historians become detectives. And when they searched the 9th century records for this Ragnar Lothbrok, they couldn't find him. There is no single record of one man who slayed dragons, married Lagertha, and was killed by King Ella. But what they did find were pieces of his story attributed to different men. Clue number 1, the Siege of Paris. Historians looked at Frankish records from 845 AD. They found a real Viking siege of Paris, led by a fearsome chieftain. His name wasn't Ragnar, it was Ragnar. Most historians agree this is just the Latin spelling of Ragnar. But this Ragnar didn't die in England. He was paid a massive ransom of 7,000 pounds of silver to leave Paris. Clue number 2, the Great Heathen Army. Then historians looked at England 20 years later, in 865 AD. A real massive army invaded, known as the Great Heathen Army. The leaders were real historical figures: Ivar the Boneless, Bjorn Ironside, and Sigurd Snake in the Eye. And the records state why they invaded: to get revenge on King Ella for the death of their father. So we have one Ragnar who attacked Paris, and a different set of sons of Ragnar who avenged their father's death in England. This is the key. So what's the final verdict from historians? The Ragnar Lothbrok we know from the show and sagas was likely not a real single person. He was a composite hero. Think of him as a greatest hits of the Viking Age, written hundreds of years after the fact. Saga writers took the real siege of Paris from the chieftain Ragnar, combined it with the real invasion of England by the famous Sons of Ragnar, and wrapped it all in mythology, like dragon slaying and shield maidens. They weren't writing history, they were creating a single legendary super Viking to embody the entire era. So while you can't visit the grave of Ragnar Lothbrok, his legacy is very real. It's written in the ruins of Paris, in the DNA of England, and in the sagas that inspired millions. He is the ghost of the Viking Age, not one man, but the spirit of an entire era. For more interesting journeys through history and to find the truth behind the fascinating events of our past, follow the channel